in a jam down state. Yeah, Jamaican state of mind.
Wagwan people, this is Nick with Jamaican State of Mind podcast. Hey, just want to let you know, so this is part 2 of a 2-part episode. So if you have not listened to part 1 yet, just go check it out. Quarantine part 1. So this is part 2. So I want to just start now to make. We have one of my brethren from London, Dane, and Carter upon an episode there. So a party we talk more about our experience living abroad and them thing there. So we are getting at that. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Alright. And also, make sure everybody will be safe out there. Take this thing serious. You know what I mean? Cause, the coronavirus, no matter what you think, is not a joke. So make sure we take it serious so we all can go play outside, no? Alright, so listen. And let me know what you think, alright? Later. But listen, we don't want to take too long for this guy here, bagger. We want to get into you and your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Can I say you can't talk regular? Me not really talk regular, so
no, brother.
It's it. But
right now, you have to give thanks
me hear some of the stories them,
But
I don't get into none of them, but
Right now, brother, it's important right now for. But before we go on that, is like a key point I want to make is that people nowadays, them easily, so it's adaptable to change now, especially young people, because them have technology at their fingertips. Nowadays, you don't have to worry about what Kim Kardashian do or Michael Jordan. They just go up on them Instagram,
Yeah.
So things cannot change from that, But going more into my thing now, brother, say I'm in the UK now for 4 years. Before that, I was in Costa Rica for almost 4 years. So 8 years now outside of Jamaica, just to try adapt myself. Cause I go try for the money. You understand?
Yeah. So all the time in Costa Rica, that's supposed to be different.
All right.
In a sense.
We're going. Hold on. Nicholas, we're gonna segue back right to Costa Rica, but we just want to get the audience. So it's like a quick perspective. So Nicholas has, migrated to the States from pretty much 17. Me know him from me know 14, about them ages.
7, 8 grade, so them time we don't know whatever the age is.
So yeah, I know bag around the same. Yeah, we know bag around the same period. Like what?
Yeah.
First farm?
From
right?
age 12.
So just to get the audience a perspective, say all of we come from very humble beginnings where for no say, everybody live in a different part of the world and have different, international experience. And just adjusting to different social norms. People think that is easy now, but it does have, trust me, it builds you psychologically.
I would say for me, my experience, I would say kind of was a little better than say yours, right? Because I moved to the States right after I finished high school. Is it? So I come here at a little younger age, we are right. It was different, but it was easier for me somewhat to adapt. I wasn't an adult. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can imagine when he's an adult now and you come now, it's different.
Right.
No, listen, when you're living, how can I put this now? Like, when you're living overseas as a Jamaican, where you're used to certain things, your countries are different. Culturally, Jamaica is different from everywhere else in the world. But nonetheless, we're so impactful, everyone kind of know it. It's hard to kind of adapt to a new way of living. Especially some stricter countries, So for me, living overseas, not having family nearby, it requires different DNA. It requires a different level of determination. But I think the rewards are so great. Where if you can, not many people can afford to do it, but if you manage to, navigate yourself and your emotions towards the difficult times, you'll be fine. And there's so much you can learn. For example, in my case, I've learned a lot culturally. We learn different languages. We know if we deal with a different set of people sometime. So the benefits are there if you know if we deal with the pitfalls, which can be tough because in Costa Rica I live that family. Here I have an uncle, yes, but it's still tough. And sometimes you have the moments by yourself where maybe you can't travel home for Christmas that year. You're there by yourself and all that meds, and you realize, wow, how far we are come from, Yeah. And also, it gives you a bit of confidence, say, okay, whenever me have a challenge, I'm saying to myself, so, but hold on, then. Come on entrance was a challenge. Hold on, then I show my age now, because I say, come on entrance.
Him stand alone, people. Him stand alone. I can't clear my thing.
I say, come on entrance is a problem. CFC is a problem. So, all the challenges I will go through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. That's how I'm going to deal with it, brother. Big one thing.
A good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it, because it is a lot of it's a point of one thing where, and I think if you lean into your culture as a Jamaican, it will benefit you, right? But in America, I go almost 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And people say, yo, sometimes I sound like me just a forward, yeah. You see what I say?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell people this all the time. So listen, when I'm coming, I'm gonna try change up and sound different. But for me, my accent always benefit me in business, in just my social life, everything.
Yeah, because people like authenticity. No matter what.
It's just the fact, like I said, everybody know Jamaica.
Exactly.
Me step anywhere, I introduce myself. I tell you, as me introduce myself, there's 15 to 20 minutes dialogue about Jamaica.
Yeah. Friends, because in them ends, man talking about shower pussy. Man's can't be walking around bricks and talking about Jamaican too much, depending on who, them man will shoot you, they'll fuck you.
Is it?
But you gotta be authentic, brother. You have to be authentic, and you have to make sure to listen. Because listen, there's a lot, I just said, Nicobel, there's a lot more power in being true to your identity. And no better country in the world to see you come from than Jamaica anywhere you go. Because everybody knows. You automatically get perks. You get perks for that.
Yep. 100%.
Sometimes them come with them slackness and things say, every Jamaican sell weed. Hey, so we have them come to you and talk about.
Every Jamaican sell weed, bro, so don't lie, fam.
Bro, I don't want to conclude with nothing you're saying, sir. I don't understand what you're talking about.
But I must say, it's a true benefit, though. It benefit, like I said, socially, benefit when you look woman and them thing, it benefit when you meet business people. It works perfectly for me. So I just always keep
you just browse over that one day still, but see that thing there. You see that thing there. Yeah, you see that thing there. Yeah.
Gentlemen, remember something, yeah? Yeah, we're in confinement and we're quarantined.
Right. Yeah.
We're not in a box, Even if I have a nice apartment, that's still a box. So you understand what I'm trying to say?
Right. We want to keep a happy home, but yes, that's a journey.
Listen, my wife, one of them. My wife, and a Jamaican. She from New Orleans. Is that what I say? So she fall in at the trap.
She like the Jamaican.
Yeah, man. She fall in the trap when she hear the voice.
I wish, with my dream is, I wish every ghetto you could have traveled to say, the world bigger than the corner.
Brother, it's difficult because Carter, I'm look one thing, me, as a gangster from the streets, when you say, all right, we kind of implement certain things. We realize that it's a massive exercise of unlearning and relearning you have to do, And you probably you realize the same thing too. Because Jamaican culture, whilst being amazing, you have to know when to apply it, especially in certain settings. So, a whole for unlearning and relearning we have to do, we can make sure so we can stand for our 2 feet and defend ourselves in all contexts. You get me?
Well, that is true. My experience with the transition, it was a little bit different. Coming here, maybe 26, 27, you know what I mean? But in some reason, I think it was probably a good time because maturing mentally and knowing that, listen, this is a changing point in your life where is either you leap or you stay and be confined to your four walls and resources that are on the island.
There's a saying I like using. It's either you want to be the head of a rat or a tail of a lion. You choose.
Wow.
That one is solid. It's either you want to be the head of the rat or the tail of the lion. You choose. So you have to go where the economies of scale is. You know what I mean? You have to go there where you can lot more opportunity, especially because the smaller the network is, the more connected you have to be. The bigger the span of the network is, the less connected you can be. You know what I mean? So in Jamaica, if you don't have certain upbringing, just to be politically correct,
right?
If you have certain upbringing, or you don't have...
No man, you could just lay it out on the table. If you don't uptown,
Hold on, man.
Right.
No, come want get a youth it still can done. So I don't want to put that spin upon them. I just want to say, listen, if you don't have certain upbringing, or you come from certain family, it take a bit twice as hard, you know what I mean, for you make it. You know what I mean? So that you have to focus, but I'm going to say, listen, your journey going a bit difficult, but you have to push. And part of pushing means maybe you have to go beyond Jamaica. You know what I mean? If you can, because it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
But and certain adoption and sacrifice you have to just willing for make.
Yeah,
right. That is, but that is the problem now. That is weird. That is not the problem, but that is the solution now. Where a lot of times we get opportunities and we don't leap. We don't leap, and we don't think long term to say, listen, there's certain sacrifices, as you say. Come in here, I never have no immediate family, but I know that eventually this is going to lead to a better outcome. So short term gratification have to be delayed.
Yep.
It's not eventually it leads to a better outcome, because plenty do exactly what you do and the outcome is different. Don't underestimate you as a contributing factor to the outcome.
Well, 100%.
Nico Bell, Carter, me, you, whatever, we have a different kind of group thing. We go through a different kind of education, you know what I mean? In terms of both street and even technical, you know what I mean? So we know certain things. A lot of people don't underestimate, a lot of people don't have that, yeah? The more time you have to just
man, drop in the year. Easy, bruv. No, but you see, they say a real talk that Mike, cause like me say man when me used to live at New York, right? Live in Atlanta now, but when I used to live at New York, me say man when me know from yard. Who would forward up here before me. And thing me say man when me come see her. And it's like, up to this day, so most of the man them there in the same spot. They're there in the same place, same spot when we come see them. No movement and no progress from there.
Comfortable.
And
the thing is, and the thing is, as you say, I mean, going to like New York specifically, certain parts of Florida too, right? You come here and you see certain man from Jamaican, them not change no activity. Them go every night, them go, the Friday night party in the basement or go sit down go sit down on the ends. Them not try go out and socialize and mingle with remember say we are a minority, we are a minority. So go out and mingle with the rest of the population and make connections.
If the world, me address that to the reason that is, if the world right now, if you take the money of the world right now, yeah, and you give it equally amongst everybody, yeah, within the space of a short period of time, the same person them who rich are gonna end up back being rich, and the same person who poor are gonna end up back being poor. Why? Because it's a mentality. You know what I mean? It's a mentality.
No, don't say mentality too, but it's a lack of knowledge, financial education. Unfortunately, that drives the mentality. But yeah, because think about it, and we could have suffered from the same thing. They use if you are Justin Bieber and people they become millionaires at teenage years, right? Imagine you are in your early 20s, come across so much money, but you don't have no money management skills, you don't have no financial knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna blow the money. And you know, and first and foremost, not just blow the money, but you don't even have the knowledge of how to protect your money.
True. No, I real talk.
Yeah. But I guess I still though is like I said, I give yourself credit. I try to make sure I remember and give myself credit, because most of us can come and make a wrong turn and be in a position where you don't want to be in. So
exactly.
Like I said, no celestial Carter, because enough thing you have to go through for then a comfort spot.
Yeah, man. It was when Bagger talk about Christmas time, and you have to just hug up your pillow and say, "Boy, Merry Christmas to yourself." I think a joke. Yeah, man.
Boy.
Your mother call you and tell you, say, "Boy, make cook some sorrel and some name oxtail with the butter bean." And she tell you,
the only good thing about COVID-19 is that we tell them, so listen, right now I'm in quarantine, so I wouldn't have to send money, come give me.
Yo.
Right now I'm in a quarantine, I would have to send the money, come
That's true.
But then
reverse. It's in the reverse.
Yeah, man.
Real vibes, man. But let's see, I guess one day, Carter, we have to tell the story, but I guess when you're ready.
Yeah, of course.
of the, from your comment and, stuff them where, cause people tend to look and say, alright, I mean, everything did laid for you and
exactly.
And it just was easy,
Right.
But people don't think about the time when you just say, you just want to say, I'm done with this, What's back up and come up, God. You see what I say? Them thoughts will go through your head. So people don't understand. And that's something me talk about, like I say, at least here in America, right? When you come to America, there's this period, 1 or 2 years after you come here, where you go through this thing, where you don't know what to do. Like, in that little zone where, like, you don't know if you need for the adjustment where you need for make. And typically, what most of us end up going to the army because you reach that roadblock. And I've always, and the mayor have this conversation, I say, if you push through that roadblock, you're good. But anytime you come to America, man, that 1 to 2 years after your day and everything settle, you're going to feel kind of stuck.
There is a whole heap of anxiety coming with the first transition, and Bagger mega ask you because you go through the Caribbean, then go to Europe, right? But my little test was when we did the college exchange program, where I kind of get to come and spend a couple of months to get accustomed to working with different people and different cultures, right? But them say visiting here and living here is two different things. You understand?
Yeah.
But the anxiety was, first, are they going to recognize my education? Right? That is the first anxiety we have to get over. Are they going to recognize your qualifications from, a third world country coming to a first world country? Then now you have to ask, are they going to respect your experience that you had coming from the country? You understand?
Yep.
You go through that phase where when you go on interviews, you feel a little bit intimidated. You feel like you can't speak confidently as you would in Jamaica. There's certain underlying questions that you can either take it offensively or you can either take it as a lesson to learn and move on to the next interview, right? So, and you go through, and when Nicolas talking about, it depends on what era you want to take your career into, but I definitely want you to get into the human university. So, grinding to get to that point, listen, worked in hospitality, worked in, transportation, industry, and people would say, oh, but you have a degree, right? And then you start to build confidence. I started to build confidence probably after a year or two, when going to interviews and them look at the degree and say, okay, it was like seamless. They didn't ask you, where is it from, whatever. Them just see it and then move on. But the next thing was this, the experience part. When they say, but you did this in Jamaica though. So You go through that now, you say, John, we come like you're not going to break the barrier.
Yeah.
But sometimes that is where, you have to learn social skills and well, if you never have it before, you have to adjust network. You have to adjust it and you have to fine tune it to what is going on here in the first world country. For
me, like networking is 100% key, but think about it. I mean, all the way just said plus the fact that I'm in a Spanish country. As my first country where I living outside of Jamaica was Costa Rica. Luckily, I'm going because I work. Somebody have a work already, but to learn a new language, learn a new culture was very stressful, brother. And then you have a family there, you don't know nobody there. You know what I mean? You know these people have certain prejudice towards certain demographic, if you know what I try to say.
Yeah. Right.
You see me? So I just them thing we have to try to overcome as well. On top of what you say, you get me? So imagine the language barrier there to complicate things a little bit more. But luckily though is like me always have it in my plan for have an international career. I mean, from like 20, I say, yo, I love to leave Jamaica. So but you kind of have that goal there. So they kind of help me to kind of believe in myself more, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Push yourself. No option but to be successful.
No option, brother. No option. Yeah. You don't give yourself option. There's no plan B, you get me?
Right. But that is it. When I make, it's a tough. I don't know. But it's a tough thing when you look by your people and say, you're going on, big up yourself, boy, but let's go and hold the forecast, when again, Yeah, man, that's a tough talk for you, Yeah, and then, but when you explain to them what you're trying to achieve here, and then give the support, then that is different. But I can tell you this.
Listen, self-growth, nothing in life where you can achieve. You have to sacrifice something. You can't be a same self and expect something different. You know what I mean? That's the definition of insanity. You know what I mean? So, one thing we have to sacrifice is family and comfort. You know what I mean? And lots of relationships. You know what I mean?
True. Oh yes.
Those are good people as well.
Yes.
I just enjoying that. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm glad you guys are share phone perspective with that. Cause I say my one is different. Cause me come here and I have my mother there, my brother and sister there, so my thing was slightly different from your guys' experience. Is what I say? Mm-hmm. It was more like friends and them thing they made have to try to build new relationship with, but for a family thing, me have a family that my family did there, so it wasn't that part wasn't hard for me to adjust. And then I said, me come here at a younger age, so me kind of groom up earlier in the system when you come to like going into the workforce and them thing there. But like I say, with even with me having my accent, it was a just like it was a thought like, oh my God, is it gonna be an issue? You know what I mean? Just like I say, you don't know if people have prejudice against you because the way you sound. You know what I mean? And it's like, the more me meet people, and like I said, me meet some man in a 15, 20 minutes, me and them talk about Jamaica. And you see that the other person, they know each other. I go in for an interview, and after the interview, about either them travels to Jamaica, or they want to go to Jamaica, where them would recommend, what's the recommendation. Is it me I say? So me and a person don't build up this type of man. So from this, I kind of build my confidence. You know what? Just be, like I say, authentic within yourself, and you know what I mean? And it's been working for me so far, so that's why I'm still so like, me come off of the boat.
Exactly.
All right. So, one question to you, Dean, and then the next one to Nicola. So, Nicola, so I'm going to go with Dean first. So, when you say you go to Costa Rica and, learning a different language, did you learn it prior to going there, or you learn it when you got there?
No, before going there, say a Calabar with Spanish and everything.
You call that Spanish? Bro, I don't remember nothing from that class there.
Miss McLeod, what's your name?
Yeah, Miss McLeod, yeah. Big up.
Big up, Miss McLeod.
Miss McLeod?
No, but...
I remember.
No, man, I know Miss McLeod. You have the French teacher when you Miss Beckford and Miss Lodge. Mr. Lodge.
Mr. Lodge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there, at that basic way, so we don't know nothing but hola, ¿cómo estás? And then you have to kind of know, so alright. And there you learn about how you learn now is that how me learn is that me watch football a lot. So when we just watch interview with Lionel Messi and Spanish speaking footballer, you get me? A good tactical use is that somebody who speaks Spanish, but Spanish is them first language, like Jose Mourinho. Yeah, I mean, you watch him speak and speak slower, and you start watch the same interview 10 times, and you start recite the interview. You start paying attention to tenses. You start paying attention to tenses, because tenses don't really help. But you conjugate tense. You have to just live it, you get me?
Yeah.
You have to just live it. When you go to supermarket, you start look on your phone, go to technology, go on your phone. You take all the barcode, the thing, it come in Spanish where you want, you know what I mean? So you know what to ask. So.
Oh, yeah, man.
You have to use everything around it, you get me?
Right.
You just start name everything around it. Anything you want to say in English, you start looking in Spanish in your mind, you get me?
Right.
Yeah.
So right now, I try to learn French, because you don't know, so the missus from Belgium, so I try to learn French, and take one good. So make us see.
Right. Diversify the portfolio.
Man.
But the question the question to Nicholas now, so, your experience, and your transition was different. So, when you come here, at that age, going into the high school system, right? How did you feel, coming from an all-boy institution now, but going into a co-ed institution after pretty much 5-6 years?
5 years, yeah.
5 years, in a traditional Baptist boys' school in a Jamaica, and then go to a first world country in a co-ed system in a New York, one of the Mecca, the biggest cities in the world. How you deal with that?
Let me just show you my first experience in that school. Yeah. We're going to a class, right? This was over the winter period. So then me turn up the eating at the school and thing. And excuse the language, but this girl at the class, teacher at the class, this was English class. And this girl at the class said, yo, miss, it's fucking cold in here. Right? You talk about my first experience. You see what I say? So the teacher in the class and a student curse.
Yeah.
So in my head, me I say, yo, I go on now. And nothing never happened. And the teacher answered the student. I'm like, nah, I can't. This is crazy. So that was a culture shock for me, in the sense that, you get what I'm saying? Cause I come from a school where discipline and them thing there is a principal thing where you carry yourself, the way you have to dress. You can't use profanity and them thing there. And just, at least in front of, school people. And that was just crazy. But to answer your question directly, it was a adjustment period. But luckily for me, my youth, I would say lucky for me that I end up meet some youth where one youth I used to go bar back in the day. Then in a cafeteria, only a man say, yo, Nico Bell. I say, yo, the man say Nico Bell, I know say it's a barman that. You see it?
Yeah.
And then, you don't know the man, so I forget his name, but this was years ago. And it's a youth that know me, but we never a friend like that in a bar. But he left from 8th grade or something like some young, long time. And I saw me and him link up there. You don't know, you link up with some other man. So it was adapt. The school-wise, pretty much you just kind of blend in and them thing there. And yeah, different. And then with the girls, them get grown, go and let them grown up here, my youth. Them different. So you don't know we're wild. Yeah. When we were young, we just get wild. Like you put a little pit in a candy store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. And then one thing, I remember I tell you this, Carter, with our school and like the star part, some other youth were in a music and them thing. Like, one day, one time, we were thinking we got turn DJs. You know what I say? So, so we used to fire that on a bridge name truck and we used to make music and still do music and them thing there. And we have some other youth who use the music. So like after school, the man, man a freestyle and them thing there. And they have the man that do the beatboxing and them thing there with the mouth, the beat, with the music and the rhythm and them thing there, then the mouth. And them time they don't know, we love cartel, so we know be a cartel song, So I don't know cartel now. Big up yourself. Every man don't know cartel. So, with the man them used to rap, you know, and I do them little thing, you know, and I do them freestyle. Yo, you come in with some cartel. And the man them say, yo, come here, yo, you're nice. So me come in a DJ some cartel, my yo.
Man, I plagiarize cartel star.
Yo, the man them used to play some beat. Everybody I do them like a freestyle and a rap and I do them thing, and then me I come in with cartel. In my car night, no. In a me close fitting clock. Me shoot a cheap like chicken pop. The man them say, yo, damn. I pity them no know.
But I mean,
yeah, but it was a good vibes though. But it was cool.
But as I said, this segment, I guess, is you can use this as encouragement or inspiration, where people just you take. To me, you have to take risk, and if you can see the world, I encourage anybody. If you can see the world, go and travel. I think if you can travel and see the world and see different cultures and perspectives and economic opportunities. Yeah, man, it is more valuable than any
you're right.
Physical material things.
And just even coming to the closing it, is that we just want to say, like, as I can say, everybody there, so, and here, and I mean, and we have a couple bridges in them, Wilton and about a bridge, where, we've been on the podcast here, where every man, most of us made the transition and travel outside our comfort zone, and we try to make the best use of it. And one thing more, I even encourage people, even people, anybody from the island, Jamaica, and them will live abroad and all of them things there. We know sometimes we come and we just live in our comfort zone. Like you come and you live this part of Florida where every Jamaican is. You live this part of New York where every Jamaican is. You live this part of UK where every Jamaican lives. So it's like we move outside of the country, but we're still close-minded with the community in a sense. Right. And then, everybody come and do the same type of work or whatever. Sometimes at the risk, man. Go outside the box, and you never know the reward you can reap. You know what I mean? Open up to other culture. Learn other people culture. Cause, you already have a fascinating culture. You're from Jamaica. People already love it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can be open-minded and learn other people culture. The way them do things.
Right.
And it benefit you in the long haul.
Trust me. It can break. We call it generational curses. But just to add to that too, I mean, we talk about traveling, but Baga, I know we always talk about the wonderful countries that you've been. Like, how many countries have you been to thus far?
Yeah. I know you're challenging your brain at a very difficult time.
Yeah, because I know Europe.
No, listen. I've been to. I mean, I probably it's over 25, but I mean, listen. I've tried to wherever I am. I try to visit nearby countries. So it's quite easy. In Central America, we try to visit a few countries there, and then in Europe, we visit a few countries. We go Asia and then things. So we need to go Africa though. That's the next objective,
Yeah.
Right. But that is it. In terms of traveling, there's the typical places that everybody wants to go to. The France, the Paris to be specific, and the Bali and the Dubai and all of this. Where you just want to go and take the picture to say they've gone there, but. Where are some of the places that you want to go to? Where are you suggest to go to actually experience different ways and cultures that can be meaningful?
Where I've been to, I would say definitely you have to go to different parts of Asia. I'm privileged to see Cambodia, which was quite sad. They went through a lot of mass killings and genocide and things recently, less than 25 years ago, you get me? And then, I see Vietnam, which was interesting again to see that side of the world that kind of developed, seeing with Indonesia, Bali, interesting as well. And then Europe is amazing, amazing architecture, amazing first world events, Europe, that, Amsterdam for sure is a nice city, you know. Costa Rica, definitely. You know what I mean? Definitely have to try this out. A few places, brother, man.
I can't get the details. You want to smile, man. I think about some memories.
Oh, boy.
Yo, but dude, you respect you for make the time, brother.
Yeah, man, respect. Yeah, man, no problem with that anytime, man. You know that, man.
But it was a, you know what I mean, good conversation. You know, happy to see you doing well, mate. And you know, and it is like, sometimes I look upon some people say social media is a curse and all type of thing, but I try to look upon the benefits of it, you know, because if I never social media, sometimes some of us never even get to interact with each other. And even so we not talk, but you can say, you know, they not do, am I alright? Am I doing thing? And it keep us connected with a lot of people who, you know, really, you wouldn't say go to your way if you try for, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's an easy medium of connection, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So.
But respect, brother, you know. On to the next one, you know.
Yeah, man. And yell up the misses for we.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. Man, finally come off of the single market. Yeah, man. They've second on me. And Carter need to second. We can't make me second.
Life's a journey. Life's a journey.
Yeah, man.
Respect, brother. All right, cool.
Bless. Yo, before you go there, you know you have you know you want to shout out the people them can find it. I know you have a new Instagram thing when I say I push.
Yeah.
So man, so big that up.
No, fine answer, you know, you kind of play on the word, you know, because we try to talk about some financial topics and some other things where kind of just motivate and keep you like focused on the right things, you know, especially in these times, you know.
Yeah.
I said to myself, you know what, with the extra time where you have being at home, you know, you can do something more, keep it creative and sharp, even certain skill you never realize. So, finance, you know, just my perspective on things, quite factual, quite informative, you know. Check it out.
And Instagram, right?
Yeah, Instagram.
Okay, cool. Carter, any last word?
Stay safe, stay home.
Exactly. Stay safe, stay home to everybody.
Stay quarantine. And so people that's
self-isolate and chill.
Yeah, man. Like I said, people, thank you for everybody who support the podcast, listen to it, so you know, and subscribe to it. Continue sharing it. Now, I mean, we check the stats were there. Audience growing. We're on an international level, so people appreciate it. Make sure to rate the podcast as well on Apple. Anywhere you can rate it, leave a comment. Feedback is always welcome. You can reach us at Jamaican State of Mind Pod on Instagram, JA State of Mind and Twitter, and Jamaican State of Mind on Facebook. If you have anything you want to say, you know. So until next time, people. Bless.
Respect.